And ABC is reporting that the president invited key red state Democratic senators to the White House tonight, but they've all declined to go there. Here now is Andy McCarthy, former Southern District of New York Assistant U.S. Attorney and a Fox News contributor. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
What do you think about the position that those Democratic senators are in? I mean, it's easy for Dick Durbin to say that they should, fall on the sword or walk a plank, I think you said earlier today, and go ahead and vote against the president's choice, even if their state is in favor of the president. What do you think?
Well, I think what will probably happen, Melissa, is they will look at the Republican centrist and take them as kind of a guide on which way to go. So I expect they'll probably sort of lay low in the tall grass until you get Senator Collins, Senator Heitkamp, and some of the other, not Heitkamp, I'm sorry, the Senator Murkowski from Alaska.
From Alaska, right?
Yeah, I think they'll probably lay in the weeds until those senators decide what to do. I don't think we should be surprised that the Democrats are ratcheting up the pressure on this on these Democrats. This is a high-stakes political battle, and they're approaching it just that way.
It's high stakes for which reason? I mean, do you really believe that it is as cataclysmic as those on the left have made it out to be, that Roe v. Wade instantly overturned?
No, I actually don't see Roe v. Wade being overturned, because I don't see how the case gets teed up. I think we've really been living for the last 25 years or so under a different case out of the Roe jurisprudence, which is the Casey case. It leaves a lot more room for abortion to be regulated. And over the past generation or so, most of our litigation arguments about Roe have not been over whether Roe should be overturned, but whether these regulations can be upheld or not. I expect that will continue.
What were some of the specifics of the Casey case?
Well, the interesting thing about the Casey case is that it came up as a direct challenge to Roe, and one of the things the court had to deal with was, should Roe be overturned or not? And we had a kind of a three-part main opinion by Justices Kennedy, O'Connor, and Souter, which kind of split the difference, if you will. They upheld Roe on precedent grounds, on what they call stare decisis grounds, but they also cleared away a lot of Roe's prohibition on regulations of early-term abortions. So since then, what we've really been arguing about is whether these regulations can be upheld, rather than having to grapple with the central question of whether Roe is correctly decided or not.
How big of a shift do you think that this will be, changing this justice, changing out Kennedy for any of these folks? And do any of them strike you as being dramatically different from the others?
None of them strikes me as dramatically different from the others, but I do think it's a dramatic change in the court, because it's not as dramatic a change if you were moving one of the four justices in the left bloc, say it was Justice Ginsburg or Breyer. But Justice Kennedy was the swing justice. He did vote with the left a fair amount of the time, and if you had a reliable conservative who joined the court, that would be a marked shift.
And a shift towards, I mean, it doesn't necessarily, tell me with your legal perspective, is it about whether or not you're pro-choice or you're pro-life, or whether you're for these rights or you're for that, or is it about waving a magic wand and making the Constitution say something that it doesn't say right there?
Yeah, I think it's about being pro-constitutional order. You have the judges on the left want to see the law used as a tool to move the society in the direction they want to take it. We on the right want to see the law as a reflection of who we are, and we want the judges to uphold the Constitution as it exists and law as it's written and understood at the time that it's passed.
Okay.
So I think that's what it's really about. That's the
Andy,
divide.
thank you. We got to run. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.